Air New Zealand has taken some of the sting out of MP Shane Jones's tongue by slashing domestic airfares by up to 50% on some routes. The Minister has been a scathing critic of the airline, describing their ticket prices as an affront to the provinces that he says Air New Zealand has also abandoned. But today, the Regional Development Minister Shane Jones says while there is still room for improvement, he's happy to give credit where credit's due.
I'm actually ringing you from an office in the Koru Club Lounge, and Air New Zealand staff have freed up the office so that I can say positive things. But look, I've been a consistent critic, but I'm not a cheerless critic. And when you think about the pūtea we've spent in the Gisborne airport and the Bay of Islands airport, the fact that more travellers can move around Aotearoa at an affordable rate, obviously that's a positive outcome.
We have just punched some travel options onto their website. We could get to Invercargill to Rotorua for $218 return on the new airfares. Gisborne to Auckland return $39 each way. Have they gone far enough with this?
Oh, look, I haven't looked into all of the cobweb-like detail, but I'm taking Air New Zealand's. I'm taking them at their word. I know lots of families and people associated with sports clubs, as you do. For example, bowling teams. This is going to be a big boost to helping garden variety Kiwis move around the country. And yeah, it would appear that their strategy has changed. And I think a lot of these decisions will resonate in areas such as Gisborne and Kirikiri.
Do you take any credit for that change in strategy?
I just knew you were going to ask that question. Far be it from me to grab the laurels of credit, but if others feel kindly disposed to bestow that upon me, who am I to deny it?
Do you reckon this is sustainable? Obviously, last month Air New Zealand slashed their earnings forecast. So is this cutting prices on domestic routes? Is that sustainable, do you think? I mean, it is supposed to be a company, a business, a profitable business.
Yeah, I suspect that their strategy, it has to change to meet not only competition, but hey, in business like politics, nothing is static. And they've obviously gone for a strategy that has a view that the volume is good and you can spread costs across a greater number of bums on seats. And at the end of the day, the board would have signed it off. Whatever differences I've got with the CEO, I've always regarded him as a real businessman. I had no regard for the last CEO there. I thought that person was a show pony. But I think this CEO, he realises if he's going to continue to operate effectively both domestically and internationally.
Well, the thing is, though, Minister, if they're doing this now, if they can afford it now, presumably they could afford it before. So have they been rorting New Zealanders all this time?
Oh, look, you know my views. My views since I became a Member of Parliament that they needed to sharpen their act and stop taking the provinces for granted. I got told off, obviously, because there was a sense politically I went too far and had a crack at the chairman. So I respect the fact that the Prime Minister made that call, but I told everyone I would not put a stone on my tongue. I would continue to advocate for provincial New Zealand. And their marketing team, their sales team, their finance people obviously come up with this particular approach, and I have to take them at their word that it's not a gimmick.
OK, so you've said their prices were too rich in the past. I notice in their press release they are asking for other tourist operators, hotels, rental car companies and tourist experience operators to follow their lead and shrink their fees. What do you make of that?
Well, I think once you have a larger volume of throughput, then you've got a bigger wedge of the market to manage the cost structure of any business, and it's not unreasonable that they challenge other stakeholders in the regions, but those decisions will have to be made by the local people.
Yeah, but what do you think of that? Because you've been very outspoken about what Air New Zealand could do to cut its prices. What about regional operators, hotels, rental car companies, other tourist operators? Is it time for this to step up and cut their prices too?
Yeah, I'd certainly like to see other economic stakeholders and businesses be very efficient and offer, look, an accent on delivering good service, an accent on experience, and yeah, they've got to be profitable, but not excessively, in my view.
This is great news for a lot of people who maybe travel off-peak. Is it going to make any difference to business people who want to go at peak times? Are they still going to be pinged several $100s to do that, do you think?
Yeah, look, I've got to be balanced. My concern, as I've spoken about, is that regular travellers need to be able to move around Aotearoa at an affordable rate. And I'm only hopeful that this particular announcement doesn't become like a nana fare. If you're nana and you're going at a time when no business person is travelling, then you can move around for free. Presumably, I've thought about that. But I have to tell you, people who go in and out of the provinces, they're continually complaining to me about the excessive amount of putea they're paying just to go from Wellington to Nelson. But look, today I'm taking Air New Zealand at their word. And I hope that these fare changes are more than just a nana fare. Nana going to visit the mokopunas.
When was the last time you sat on the tarmac in an Air New Zealand plane that didn't leave on time?
I've given up trying to fly in and out of Whangarei because they must have engineers that are working 24/7 because that flight is always falling victim to engineering difficulties. So if I am going to Whangarei, by and large, I drive.
So what, there's still some areas where they need to pull their socks up?
Yeah, Air New Zealand will always be... Air New Zealand is always going to suffer the verbal depredations of my good self. However, today, let's give credit where credit's due, and hopefully it's not just a gimmick.
That's Economic Development Minister Shane Jones there. Let us know what you think of the price drops and the times that you can travel in. You can text us on 2101, you can tweet us at Checkpoint RNZ or email us checkpoint@rnz.co.nz. After 6, I'll be talking to aviation commentator Irene King and get her verdict on what she thinks of the changes.